Virgo. Welcome to your July 2023 reading. Yes, it's already July. Oh my gosh. A couple things. We are starting up a Patreon again. We had one for a few years and my energy was not able to keep up with the readings and keeping up with everybody and stuff on there. So I had to take a year and refocus, and we're coming back with it. So if you would like to support us through Patreon, what you're going to get, the tier that's being published or that's published now is the extended readings from me. So what we're going to be doing is you'll get your free reading on YouTube, the whole reading. I'm not going to chop it up. But for the Patreon, you'll get all of the rising sign astrology on the first of each month. And then I'm going to do a mid-month reading. So you'll get like an extra tarot reading mid-month to kind of get you through these the rest of this year and into next year are going to be a little bit cray-cray, you guys. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. The July cosmic energy is a lot. Like, there's a lot going on. So I highly suggest if you would like to get to know some more of your astrology and to see how your mid-months are doing, that's a really great way to support us. Anything helps. And we're also going to be adding another tier where you'll be able to like do workshops and stuff with some of the really great love and science teachers that we've had on this channel. They're going to be coming back and working with everybody. There's going to be a lot of really cool stuff coming out every month. So check that out. The information is in the description box. I do have my calendar open until next Friday, June 30th. The code SPRING23 will still be viable until the end of next Friday, until midnight Mountain Time. So you can go all the way to 2 a.m. Eastern Time to use that code. You can even schedule readings in July if you would like to using that code. Astrology readings, tarot readings. The North Node and South Node will be regressing to Aries and Libra in July. And I have a reading for that as well. If you guys would like to know how that's going to affect your chart, I will be doing a reading for the rising signs in the Patreon for that. But yeah, so if you really want to see how that's going to affect you, I'm also going to probably do the Leo Venus retrograde one too. We'll see. We'll see how much time I have in between things, but it would be really, like it's going to be a really interesting shift as we move into that Aries North Node as well. So a couple of different ways to be able to see how things are going to be working out for you. And that 20% off, especially the live readings with me. If you would like to get a live reading with me, now is the time to do it because this is the lowest price they're going to be for probably a while. So 20% off spring 23. Let's get a surrender card, Virgo. The power of surrender. Let's see what it is that Virgo is surrendering for July 2023. Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Whenever we get this, we got 3 of them. First of all, but whenever we get this surrender to non-action, I laugh because I'm like, really? We're going to surrender to not doing anything? I've kind of learned how to do that, but it's not an easy thing for a Virgo to do. So the first surrender card that came out is surrender the idea that you can fix someone. This is a really big lesson for us, Virgo. It's not about fixing other people. It's about focusing on yourself. And if other people want to act like fools, let them, as long as it's not affecting you. If it's affecting you, then you leave. It's not about trying to fix them. It's about focusing on what you need to do for yourself instead of trying to fix them. But it's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try and fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. There's no, like, it's just period. Like, we can try. I mean, I know that we just want to help people. I know that we want to see people be at their best. Like, I can always see the best in another person. And I can see like their potential, and I used to do relationships based on the potential of a person and be like, they'll grow, they'll grow, they'll grow. And I would lose a lot of my own time and space hoping that potential would show up. You know what I mean? The next one is surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Exactly. These two go together. Let others come to you. You don't have to do the most, Virgo. I know sometimes it feels like it's a thankless job and it's a never-ending job, you know, being of service to other people, but we don't want to be the martyrs either. Being a martyr is weird. Because then you're like, how dare you not appreciate this thing that I did for you that you didn't even ask for? But I decided to insert myself anyways. That's weird. I used to be that person too. Like, here, let me fix your life without you even asking me to do anything. Like, it's not my place. It's not your place, right? And even if somebody wants you to fix their life, unless they're paying you or there's like an equal reciprocity, don't. Surrender your belief in scarcity. Whew. The universe is asking you to open the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Surrender your belief in scarcity. I kind of want to read that one again. The universe is asking you to open the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Okay. Let's look at some tarot. Oh, wow. The Hanged Man flipped over. This King of Cups has been showing up in our readings for quite some time. Okay. Okay. I'm going to get a couple more, one or two more cards. Let's see what happens when I shuffle. I'm going to show you these cards, but we have the Hanged Man. We have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Nine of Pentacles on the top shelf. Top shelf. Top row. Top shelf. Bottom row, we have the King of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. So here we are. Hanged Man. First card that came out. So really, really big, important message to pause and reflect. The Hanged Man puts himself upside down on purpose so that he can become enlightened, and he pauses. He doesn't stay there forever, but he definitely pauses. If you look at how his legs, like this is the sign of Jupiter, that 4, it's very funny. His legs, which is a Pisces. So you could be dealing with a Pisces energy, especially since we have the King of Cups here right underneath the Hanged Man. Then we have the Knight of Swords, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like the Knight of Swords is telling you that there's no rush. Like, you're going through, you're on this journey, as a human, and humans especially now, we are so used to instant gratification and getting what we want, right? Instant gratification, getting what we want. And so I feel like that it feels like there's a destination that you want to get to, and you really want to rush to get there. And the universe is like, no, my friend, you don't even have to do the most. I mean, like literally, surrender to non-action, Virgo. You don't have to do the most, especially when July starts. It's not about doing the most. And the funny thing is the first day of July, the 30th, so Friday and Saturday next week, the first day of July and the last day of June, there will be a Mercury Cazimi happening in Cancer. So it's going to be sextile Virgo energy. And that's really like, we're going to want to shoot out the gates in July. Like, let's get to it. Let's get to it. And it's very possible to be able to do that, but you can get as much work accomplished by having a steady flow and not rushing into things. Because this 9 of Pentacles is about being independent and abundant all on your own. And I think that that is kind of what you're contemplating here. Like, you're looking at things in a different perspective. And part of that has to do with this King of Cups. It has to do with the 4 of Wands. And it has to do with the Knight of Cups. So there's some kind of safety and security that feels like the journey that you're on. There's some kind of safety and security here. And it's like you want safety. Like, I almost want to, I'm just going to say it this way. You want the safety to be offered to you. You don't want to have to ask for it. You want that stability to be offered to you. You want it to be softer. You want it to be offered to you so that you can receive, right? And that's not an easy, that's also receiving, allowing yourself to receive things. This is that belief in scarcity part, the surrendering your belief in scarcity. In order for you to receive, you have to believe that you deserve it. Do you believe that you deserve it? How are you beating yourself up, Virgo? What are you doing to beat yourself up? Let's clarify the Hanged Man. Ooh, okay. It did not show me what card that is. It's face down. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. It's almost as if it's like you're wanting to grow something stable. You have to be softer with yourself too, Virgo. It's not about the things coming in to be softer. It's about you being softer to yourself too. We have the Queen of Cups on the Hanged Man. So again, you could be dealing with a Pisces energy, but I feel like this is you. I feel like this is you with Saturn opposing all of your Virgo energy. The Queen of Cups. I feel like this is you being softer to yourself. I feel like this is you kind of going more inward and seeing yourself from a different way and different perspective. The 4 of Cups on the Knight of Swords. The interesting thing with the 4 of Cups is it's really about like ignoring what the universe is trying to give you, and you're only focusing on what's in front of you. Like you're rushing. It's so interesting, this energy here, because you're like rushing to get what you want, but you're ignoring the universe trying to give you things. And maybe it's because what the universe is offering you is not what you expected. Like you didn't expect for it to look that way, right? So maybe that's, maybe that is one of the reasons why you're not receiving it, is because you want it to look a different way. And the universe is like, that's not the way it's supposed to look. You want it to look that way, but there's something better for you that I'm trying to offer you. So getting honest with yourself in a big way. The Page of Swords. And sometimes getting honest with yourself in a big way also means letting go of that old idea of who you're meant to be and what you're supposed to be doing and how you're supposed to be living your life. We talked about in June about rewriting your story and what that was going to look like. And immediately when we feel like we need to change in our life, we need to make a change in our life, we think we have to do everything to get there. Not true. Trusting to non-action is also, this is faith. This is trust. Trusting, surrendering to non-action is faith and trust that things are going to work out the way that they are meant to. Not necessarily the way that you want them to, but the way that they're meant to work out. And not suffering through that is acceptance that things are going to work out the way that they are meant to. Let's see what this King of Cups. All right. The King of Cups is somebody who is, oh, I love this. The King of Cups is somebody who's he's a very emotional person. And, sometimes he doesn't necessarily show his emotions as much maybe as you would like for him to show. But, I feel like it's so interesting. The Empress came out on the King of Cups. And I think that in some ways, like this is about, the people in our lives, if they don't necessarily know what they're meant to be doing or what they're meant to be creating, they can often feel lost in all of it. So I feel like this King of Cups is kind of being rebirthed. Like there's some kind of newness that's happening. There's some kind of creation that's happening. The other thing that I feel like with this is I almost want to say that you're mothering them in some way. For some of you, that's going to be true, not for everybody. But if you feel like you're this person's mother and you're not actually this person's mother, for some of you, this is going to be an adult son that you've been having to deal with, and you got to get honest with yourself. It's like restricting you at this point, right? It's making you feel like there's a lack mentality. So either this is an adult son that you're kind of having to remother, or this is somebody, it could be a male, it could be a female in your life, and you feel like you're having to mother them. That's not going to be the same thing for everyone. For some of you, this person is helping you to create newness, create a new life, create new things, right? The Five of Pentacles with the Four of Wands. Now, for some of you, you could be really poor financially with the Five of Pentacles, monetary stuff. I mean, inflation these days in itself is just horrible. But everything is temporary, right? And even if you're feeling a lack monetarily, that doesn't mean that money is never going to flow to you again. And so that's the outcome I want you to have in your mind. I want you to remind yourself, money flows to me effortlessly. Monetary things flow to me effortlessly. For some of you, you're feeling a little bit left out when it comes to your own home, or you don't feel comfortable or safe in your own home. And if that's the case, if there's a lot of arguing that's going on in your own home, or there's a lot of pressure or projections, might be time for a vacation. Surrender to non-action. Get away, go see some friends, stay at a friend's house for the weekend if you have to. I don't know how that works, but remember how I said, Virgo, you got to be soft with yourself too. It's not about just being soft with other people. It's not about just wanting to have soft things in your life. Queen of Pentacles on the Knight of Cups. It's about being soft with yourself too. just period. Being soft with yourself. Giving yourself love. And part of that is having boundaries. Bottom of the deck is the 7 of Wands. And that 7 of Wands is helping you to remember who you are. That 7 of Wands is helping you to see who is for you when you put your boundaries up, who is for you in this race, human race, and who's against you, who is not rooting for you, right? So, once we decide that we're rewriting our story in June, that's when the transformations start to happen, right? When you make a decision to change your life, the transformations automatically start to happen. And I think that that's what July is all about. And so I think July, there's a lot of pausing and reflecting that needs to happen. There's a lot of needing to be present. Remind yourself of what you already have. Not necessarily just being grateful for it, but just being present. Being present in your abundance that you currently have will always bring you back to reality. Okay? I love you guys. Take really good care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye.